The alien fleet arrived in Earth's orbit, their massive warships casting shadows over the planet. The Excelnar Empire had conquered dozens of worlds before, crushing entire civilizations with ease. To them, Earth was just another weak planet, filled with primitive beings who wouldn't last a day against their superior firepower. Commander Vroth stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching Earth spin below. "Begin the assault," he ordered. His officers activated the orbital cannons, preparing to rain destruction on humanity. But something was wrong. The scanners showed no defensive fleets, no military response. It was too quiet. The first wave of Excelnar dropships descended toward Earth. They expected a simple mission land, wipe out resistance, and claim the planet. But as soon as they entered the atmosphere, the trap was sprung. From hidden underground bases, massive railguns fired, ripping through the alien dropships like paper. Energy-based weapons, far more advanced than the Excelnar expected, emerged from hidden bunkers, blasting enemy crafts out of the sky. The invaders had no time to react. Their ships exploded in midair, debris raining down before they even reached the ground. Commander Vroth's eyes widened. "What is this?" he growled. Earth wasn't defenseless. It was a battlefield waiting to be unleashed. High above, the Excelnar warships prepared to strike back, but something even more shocking happened. Human warships, previously hidden in deep space, activated. They had been waiting for this moment. Using stealth technology, they closed in on the Excelnar fleet and launched their attack. Explosions erupted as human missiles and energy cannons tore through the alien ships. The Excelnar's confidence shattered as their mighty warships burned. They had expected an easy victory, not a full-scale counterattack. On the ground, human soldiers fought with unmatched ferocity. They didn't just defend their cities, they hunted the invaders down. Guerrilla fighters ambushed Excelnar troops. Snipers took down enemy commanders, and specialized units hacked into alien systems, turning their own weapons against them. Vroth watched in horror as one of his largest battleships was engulfed in flames. "This is impossible," he roared. The Excelnar had never lost before. They had destroyed entire civilizations. But now, they were the ones being destroyed. His communications officer turned, panic in his voice. Sir. The humans, they're everywhere. They were ready for us." Vroth clenched his fists. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. They had underestimated the humans, thinking they were weak. But Earth was no easy target. Humanity had been watching, learning, and preparing for war long before the Excelnar even arrived. One by one, the alien ships fell from the sky, burning as they crashed into the oceans and mountains below. The once mighty Excelnar fleet, feared across the galaxy, was reduced to wreckage. Vroth had no choice. "Retreat," he whispered. It was the first time in his life he had ever spoken that word. The Excelnar Empire had never fled from battle. But today, they had no other option. As the remaining alien ships limped away, barely escaping Earth's wrath, humanity stood victorious. They had faced an empire that thought it was invincible, and they had burned its ships to the ground. And somewhere in the depths of space, other alien empires watched in silence, realizing a terrifying truth: humans were not prey. They were the hunters. The Excelnar Empire had destroyed hundreds of worlds. Their warships, massive and unstoppable, moved through the galaxy like a storm, leaving nothing but ashes behind. When they found Earth, they expected the same result: quick, easy conquest. Grand Commander Velker stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the blue planet below. "Another weak species," he muttered. "They will fall like the rest." The Excelnar fleet moved into position. Hundreds of warships hovered in space, their weapons locked on Earth. Velker raised his hand. Fire. Nothing happened. Confused, he turned to his officers. "Why are the cannons not firing?" The weapons engineer's hands shook as he checked the systems. Sir, something is wrong. The targeting systems. They are offline." Before Velker could respond, the first explosion rocked his ship. A massive fireball tore through one of their warships, sending burning debris flying in all directions. Then another explosion. And another. Velker's red eyes widened in shock. Who is attacking us? No enemy ships were on the scanners. But one by one, his fleet was being torn apart. Across the battlefield, hidden among the asteroids and space debris, the real threat revealed itself. Humanity had been watching, studying, preparing, and now they struck from the shadows. Earth's fleet had been cloaked, hidden in space with stealth technology. The humans had let the Excelnar move in close, waiting for the perfect moment to attack. Now, their ships launched from the darkness, firing powerful missiles and energy cannons. The Excelnar fleet was in chaos. Velker shouted commands, but nothing worked. The humans were too fast, too prepared. Their ships moved in deadly formations, dodging enemy fire with precision. Aboard the UHS Valkyrie, Admiral Carter watched the enemy fleet burn. "They thought we were weak," he said. "Let's show them what happens when you underestimate humanity." The human warships unleashed another devastating wave of attacks. Massive explosions filled space as the Excelnar fleet crumbled. Their mighty warships, once feared across the galaxy, were reduced to burning wrecks. Velker's heart pounded. His fleet was being destroyed, and they couldn't even see where the attacks were coming from. This is impossible," he whispered. He had thought Earth was just another easy target. He had never imagined that humans would be capable of such a strategic ambush. His second-in-command turned to him, fear in his voice. "Sir, the humans. They were waiting for us." Velker clenched his fists. The battle was over. He had lost. "Retreat," he growled. The surviving Excelnar ships turned and fled, their engines burning as they sped away from Earth. The mighty Excelnar Empire had just suffered its first real defeat. ASE, the last alien warship disappeared into the void. Admiral Carter watched with satisfaction. "Tell the galaxy what happened here today," he said. "Let them know we are not prey. We are the fire that will burn them down." And so, the legend of Earth began. The day humanity turned the hunters into the hunted. The Excelnar Empire had conquered countless worlds, leaving only ruins and ashes behind. Their fleet, armed with unstoppable weapons, moved from planet to planet. When they arrived at Earth, they expected the same result. Grand Warlord Exorvan stood on the bridge of his massive warship, watching the blue planet below. "Humans," he scoffed. "Weak. Primitive. They will kneel like all the others." A message was sent to Earth. Surrender or be destroyed. The entire planet watched in fear. The alien fleet was massive, stretching across the sky like a storm. Cities fell silent. The world held its breath. Then, a response came. "Come and take us." Sorvan laughed. "Foolish creatures." He raised his hand. "Burn them." The Excelnar warships opened fire. Powerful plasma beams shot toward Earth, ready to wipe out entire cities. But before they could hit their targets, something unexpected happened. Massive energy shields, hidden deep within Earth's atmosphere, activated. The alien weapons struck the shields and shattered harmlessly. The invaders had expected no resistance. Instead, they had walked into a trap. Before Exorvan could react, Earth launched its counterattack. From hidden bases across the planet, missiles shot into the sky. Some exploded in space, releasing electromagnetic pulses that disabled enemy shields. Others locked onto Excelnar ships, tearing through their armor. Then, the human fleet appeared. They had hidden their warships behind the moon, waiting for the perfect moment. Now, they attacked with full force. Sorvan's eyes widened as explosions erupted across his fleet. "Impossible!" he roared. Where did they get this technology? The truth was simple. Humanity had been preparing for war long before the Excelnar even knew they existed. They had studied alien technology, built powerful weapons, and waited. And now, the waiting was over. Sorvan's ships tried to fight back, but the humans were relentless. Stealth fighters weaved through the enemy fleet, dodging fire and striking key targets. Ground forces hacked into Excelnar communication systems, spreading false orders and causing chaos. The Excelnar had never faced an enemy like this. They had always won through fear. But humans did not fear them. They fought harder, fiercer, with a fire that could not be extinguished. One by one, the Excelnar ships fell. Some exploded in fire, others drifted lifelessly into space. On the ground, human soldiers refused to surrender. Even when the enemy landed in their cities, they fought in the streets, in the rubble, in the shadows. Every Excelnar soldier that stepped onto Earth was met with bullets, traps, and resistance they had never seen before. Sorvin's fleet was crumbling. His soldiers were dying. His empire was falling. He turned to his officers. "Retreat," he whispered. No1 moved. He clenched his fists. I said, "Retreat." The surviving Excelnar ships fled, their once mighty fleet reduced to burning wreckage. Asx Sorvin's warship limped away. A final message came from Earth. "We told you. Humans don't surrender." And across the galaxy, those words spread like wildfire. The unstoppable Excelnar Empire had been defeated by humans, by the species they had thought was weak. And now, the galaxy knew the truth: humanity would never kneel. The Excelnar Empire had ruled the stars for centuries. They had crushed every species that dared to resist them. Their fleet, vast and powerful, moved through the galaxy like a storm, turning entire planets into lifeless husks. When they discovered Earth, they did not see a challenge. They saw another world to conquer, another species to enslave. Grand Overlord Varzuk stood on the bridge of his warship, watching Earth from orbit. "The humans will bow," he said with certainty. "They always do." A transmission was sent to Earth: kneel before the Excelnar Empire or be destroyed. Humanity's response came quickly. "Try us." Varzuk laughed. He admired their foolish bravery. "Let's teach them their place." The invasion began. Selnar's ships descended toward the planet, carrying thousands of elite warriors. They had done this before. Land, eliminate resistance, break the spirit of the people. But this time, something was different. As soon as the Excelnar dropships entered the atmosphere, the sky erupted in fire. Missiles, railguns, and laser turrets hidden within mountains, cities, and even beneath the oceans activated in perfect synchronization. Alien ships exploded before they could land. The Excelnar forces that did reach the ground faced something even worse. They expected humans to flee, to surrender. Instead, they fought with a fury the Excelnar had never seen before. Guerrilla fighters ambushed them in ruined streets. Snipers took out commanders from hidden positions, and underground resistance cells struck at supply lines. The mighty Excelnar Empire, the rulers of the galaxy, were being humiliated. Varzuk watched in frustration as his forces struggled. "How?" he demanded. "How are they winning?" His second-in-command hesitated. "Sir, the humans were prepared for us. They knew we were coming." Varzuk's eyes burned with rage. This was not how it was supposed to go. The Excelnar did not lose. They did not retreat. But then, the final blow came. From Earth's orbit, hidden human warships uncloaked. They had been waiting for the perfect moment to strike. In seconds, the Excelnar fleet was under attack. Their warships, once thought indestructible, burst into flames as human missiles and energy cannons tore through them. One by one, the pride of the Excelnar Empire fell. Varzuk's ship trembled as explosions ripped through its hull. His empire's pride was burning before his eyes. He had no choice. "Retreat," he whispered. It was the first time in history that the Excelnar had fled from battle. The remaining alien ships escaped. Earth's final message came through. You wanted slaves. You got your empire burned instead? And across the galaxy, the impossible had happened. The Excelnar Empire had lost. To humans. The Excelnar Empire was feared across the galaxy. They were ruthless conquerors, moving from system to system, wiping out civilizations, and taking whatever they wanted. No one had ever stopped them. No one had even dared to resist. Then they came to Earth. High Commander Zortal stood on the bridge of his warship, watching the blue planet below. "This will be over quickly," he said. His officers nodded. Earth had no empire, no interstellar fleet. The humans were isolated, weak, and technologically inferior. Conquering them would be nothing more than a formality. The Exelnar fleet moved into attack formation. Thousands of warships hovered in orbit, their weapons locked onto Earth's surface. "Begin the assault," Zortal ordered. But before a single shot could be fired, something unexpected happened. The Exelnar warship system started shutting down. Lights flickered. Targeting computers failed. Weapons refused to fire. Confusion spread through the fleet. "What's happening?" Zortal demanded. His chief engineer panicked. "Sir, our systems have been hacked." Zortal's blood ran cold. "That's impossible." It wasn't. Across the galaxy, the Exelnar had always been the hunters. But today, they were the ones being hunted. Before they could react, the human counterattack began. Hidden satellites and ground-based weapons launched a devastating barrage. Missiles and railgun slugs tore through the Exelnar fleet. Stealth fighters, equipped with alien technology the humans had secretly reverse-engineered, weaved through the chaos, destroying ships with pinpoint precision. The Exelnar had expected a helpless prey. Instead, they had walked into a trap. Explosions filled the sky. Warships burned. The mighty Exelnar fleet was crumbling. On the ground, human forces struck with brutal efficiency. Every Exelnar soldier that landed was met with a fury they had never seen before. Traps, ambushes, and sabotage crippled their forces. Human snipers took down Exelnar officers one by one, spreading fear among their ranks. Zortal could hardly believe what he was seeing. They were losing. He watched in horror as his warships were ripped apart. "This can't be happening," he whispered. His second-in-command turned to him, voice shaking. "Sir, we need to retreat." Zortal clenched his fists. Never before had the Exelnar fled from battle. But now there was no other choice. "Fall back," he roared. "Get us out of here." The surviving Exelnar ships turned and fled, their once mighty fleet reduced to scattered wreckage. As the last of them disappeared into the void, a message from Earth came through. "You thought we were prey. Now run before we hunt you down." And in that moment, across the galaxy, a terrifying truth spread. The Exelnar were no longer the hunters. Humanity was.